As Leo rounds the side of one of the nearby sheds, something large, brown, and hairy juts forth and strikes him in the waist. He recoils, staggering to his knee with a gasp. Just as he looks to see what's hit him, a second blow strikes him square in the muzzle. His whole head rattles, his face contorted in pain as he falls flat on his ass, trying to scoot away from the source of the assault. Oh, fuck! Leo! I run up to help him just as a huge bear emerges from around the shed. Leo's a big guy, but this man is nearly a foot taller than even him. Scabs coat his matted fur, and a rank smell of stale beer and musk wafts from him like cheap perfume. There's something horrible about him. And not just his acrid odor or lesion-dotted visage. His eyes are empty. Empty not in a physical way, but there's something about his appearance that can't be quite put into words. A combination of factors that make him look like he just walked straight out of a nightmare. Ryan, you're here. You're here. Shut up, man. Ryan. God. This is fucking Brian? No wonder Micah wanted to try the subtle approach. Oh, what the hell? Brian chuckles down at Leo, and the first thing I'm struck by is how high-pitched his voice is. It's like this strange combination of a Valley Girl lisp mixed with a hit of helium. What you doing, boy? Whatcha? He kicks at Leo's leg, the wolf grunting in pain. Doing? He smiles, pleased with himself and his little ambush. No, this is my turf, right? You hurting my boys wasn't a kind thing. Where's Carl? Leo shouts, covered in dirt as he scoots back along the ground. Brian continues to approach him with that same smile, several of his teeth missing or half-rotted to corn kernel-like husks. He seems to ignore Leo's question, grabbing at the wolf's pant leg while Leo kicks fruitlessly at him. I gotta do something. Brian hasn't seen me yet. For some reason, the first thing that flashes through my mind is, what would Jenna do? Next thing I know, I'm walking toward both of them. I see Jeremy in the distance, his eyes going wide. He mouths one word. Don't. Hey! Hey! Stop it right now! The bear stops what he's doing, looking at me with an indiscernible expression. Oh God. He's huge. Your behavior is getting real inappropriate. Well, fuck me. It's you. Duke was right. You have been skulking around these past weeks, haven't ya? Leo growls, taking advantage of the distracted Brian by kicking square in the nads as hard as he can. At least, that's where it looks like he was aiming for. Instead, he hits his thigh, and the bear stumbles back with a pained squeal. It's enough to give Leo some time to get back on his feet. I grab my keys from my pocket. My car is still parked a hell of a long ways away. I have no idea where Leo parked his van, or if he even drove in the first place. Come on, Leo, let's go! No. He balls his paws into a fist. He knows where Carl is. This is our only goddamn chance, Chase. Get out of here. Get safe. I blanch as he begins rushing the bear, dropping his shoulder for a football tackle. There's no way in hell Leo can take on this guy. Leo, god damn it! The impact is hard, two heavy bodies colliding with an audible smack. The two topple down upon a wooden pallet covered in loose metal pipes. Brian squeals again, thrashing like a spider that's just been spritzed with bug spray. The bear scratches at Leo, but Leo hits him hard in the face, again and again pummeling the previously grinning mug into a twisted visage of agony. Brian's squeals turn to outright screams, like he's gone completely feral. Jesus, Leo. I said call! Brian jerks forward, sinking his yellowed teeth into Leo's shoulder. The wolf's eyes go wide from the shock of pain. It's stunning him still as he's held within the bear's jaws. He tries grabbing at his gnarly muzzle, but the bear only clamps down harder. I can see his nostrils dilating as his acrid breath puffs out in quick, enraged bursts. No! I've never won a fight in my goddamn life, but again, I have to do something. I run up and aim to kick Brian square in the head, anything to get him off Leo. It's a glancing blow, but it's enough. I see his jaw unclench, just as my foot catches and I trip over both of them, splaying chest first into the dirt. Leo's gonna owe me so many beers after this. I cough out sputters of dust and tall grass rolling over onto my back. I see a flash of fur, and there's another couple of thuds. Then those eyes again, the empty ones. Brian's leering over me now, his face puckered like he just sucked on something sour. Leo's rolled over on his side, retching as he clutches his gut. He must have gotten socked in the stomach, and hard. The bear says nothing as he places his two large paws around my neck. His expression doesn't change much as it cracks into an increasingly wide smile. Then a knee on my chest. I can't move. I can't breathe. My heart begins to race, feeling my own pulse begin to throb. I can feel his thumbs dig down where my jugular is. I gasp for breath, blood vessels beginning to pop. My eyes feel like they're about to squeeze out of my head. He knows what he's doing. So do you. Or get away from him! Thud. Leo smacks his whole body weight into the bear again. It takes all of his force to budge him, but once he's down, he's stunned for a while. I gasp for breath, clutching at my neck and scurrying back behind Leo. Brian's on his paws and knees now, panting with sick, wheezy breaths. Leo scrambles up to his feet and kicks the bear in the ribs. He barely budges, but Leo keeps at it, strike after strike. He's swearing under his breath, a string of words in his native tongue flowing forth from between gritted teeth. I'm still having trouble catching my breath, my whole head throbbing and lights popping in front of my eyes. Brian yanks on the cuff of Leo's jeans and pulls the wolf down with him. He crawls on top, taking Leo's head in one meaty paw and banging it against the ground. I can see him squeezing down, the wolf desperately flailing to get him off. He reaches for one of the pipes on the nearby pallet, but Brian catches him before he can get a hold of it. The bear pins both of his wrists above him, grinning in a sort of hazy rage. I run up, trying to push him off, but it's like trying to move a boulder. A single elbow strikes me and I go flying back. It feels like I just got hit by a goddamn car. I hear Leo scream in pain, followed by a short gurgling sound. I've never heard Leo sound like this in my life. It's horrible. Get off! Another cry. I gotta do something. Maybe I will. As I push myself to my elbows, my head starts to spin, the throbbing in my skull intensifying. I can finally see what's happening. Brian's still got Leo pinned on the ground. He has his knee up on his chest and he's pressing down with all of his weight. The wolf heaves, trying to free his hands to no avail. A more primal look crosses his eyes, his toes curling down into the dirt and his paws balling into fists. Brian leans down for a moment to grin at him when Leo snaps. His white fangs sink down into the brown muzzle of the bear. He's biting hard and I can practically see the cartilage tearing. It catches him off guard enough to let Leo get his paws free again, which he promptly uses to pummel the bear's noggin. Each punch is a short, knuckle-heavy blow, not letting Brian get the opportunity to recover. The upper hand lasts only a couple of seconds, however, as the bear swings his fist blindly and connects right on Leo's temple. Another strike catches the edge of his shirt, and Brian tears it away like it's paper. His eyes shut, and he crumples back in a manner that I'm sure means he's unconscious. But he keeps moving, pushing himself out from under Brian and trying to crawl away. Come back here, boy! The shout is loud, and Leo begins to crawl faster. Just as he pushes himself to his feet, Brian tackles him back onto all fours again, hitting him in the back of the head. Once he stopped moving, Brian pushes his face into the dirt. He rests his chest against Leo's back, breathing heavily down on his neck. Fuck off! Leo's eyes begin to dart around rapidly as he realizes what's happening. The emasculating position is very much intentional. Two paws come down and grasp around the back of Leo's neck, huge fingers pressing down on his airways. Stop! I call out, my voice hoarse. I push myself back up for what feels like the 100th time. If I can get to the pipes on that pallet, maybe I can stop this. I take one step and nearly collapse. What the hell happened to me? I close my eyes for a moment, trying to catch my breath. That's when I hear the sound of pattering little feet scampering across the topsoil. Take this, bitch! Bam! The heavy metal of the wrench strikes Brian in the muzzle right as he turns around. A spray of blood splatters both Brian and the bat, the bear hobbling back before roaring in agony, two teeth falling from the front of his maw. His whole body quakes with rage. Micah! What are you doing? Micah's chest rises and falls in rapid succession. It apparent his fight-or-flight response is kicking in. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! As Brian turns to face him, eyes wild, it looks like the latter has taken hold. The bat fucking bolts, sprinting as fast as he can toward the exit of the trailer park and into the desert scrub beyond. Astonishingly, Brian is right behind him. He's way too fast for someone his size, and he screams like a banshee as he runs. There's a moment where Micah stumbles, and I'm sure that the bear is going to catch him, but he just dodges out of the way and keeps going. They run and run until I can't see them anymore, and an eerie silence falls upon the trailer park. I head over to Leo, taking him by the shoulder. The fur around his jowls is matted with dry blood, and his tail hangs between his legs, completely still. Leo, are you okay? Fuck. It's all he can say as he clutches his head. I agree with that sentiment. Oh, those. Not really, man. I'm about to say something else when I feel the wolf's large arms embrace me. Sorry. The sensitive moment catches me off guard after the brutality which was just on display. Instead of embracing him in return, I'm left feeling uneasy. Sorry? Why are you sorry? He doesn't immediately respond, seeming to ignore the question. You okay? Oh, just dizzy. My neck's swollen, and it still kinda hurts to talk and swallow. He pulls back a little and looks to the horizon. Everything's red for me now. Huh? Leo doesn't respond, and I pull back to look at his face. He seems kinda distant. Probably concussed. I glance back to where Jeremy and Clint were and notice they're gone. No trace of them to be seen. I think for a moment that I see the familiar white fur of Micah's head and shoulders in the distance, but he's well out of sight by now. God damn. Micah saved you. You know that? You saved me? I blink, furrowing my brow some. No, that was Micah. The short bat guy. I hope he's gonna be okay. He's fast and wily. He should be fine, especially once Brian's adrenaline wears off. Thanks, Chula. I love you. I'm struck by the gentleness of his statement, his tone genuine, if dazed. The frayed mess of nerves that I am right now, hearing that soothes me just a little. Sure, Leo. Love you too. Let's get you back to the motel. I look down at the tattered remains of Leo's shirt as we stand up together. Christ, this wasn't productive at all, was it? We limp our way back to my sedan, and after helping Leo into the back seat, we make our way back to the motel. God, you're heavier than I remember. Only where it counts. A wry smile is visible on his muzzle, the battered wolf clearly still loopy from all the blows to the head. Or at least, that's what I hope the explanation is. He keeps squeezing my side as I struggle to keep him upright. With my free hand, I dig around in my pocket and search for the Echo Motel keycard. The task is made all the more difficult by the appalling ministrations of Leo, who I keep having to bat away. For fuck's sake, Leo, I'm genuinely pissed at you. We almost died, and you blew your chance to find Carl easily. I don't even know how I'm going to begin to explain all this to the cops. Leo makes a dismissive noise. I'll handle it. You don't got to worry. I prop Leo up against the wall, giving him an incredulous look. Does he not even process what would have happened if Micah and I hadn't stepped in to help him? Leo, you just pissed off some kind of trailer park drug kingpin who now knows exactly who you are. That should concern the hell out of you. Nah. There's a distant look in his eyes. Before I have time to further chastise what an idiot he's being, I hear a voice call out from behind me. Hey! Jenna's holding a small plastic bag with the words, "Thank you," printed on it over and over again in bold red lettering. Chase, where have you been? What's going on? Leo's expression goes a little more flat, his tail unmoving behind him. Jenna. The wolf greets her curtly, eliciting a perplexed face from the fox. I leave for 20 minutes, and of course Leo is now beaten and shirtless. She gives me a stern look. What happened? I let out a sigh, pinching the tip of my nose before letting my paw flop down to my side. Leo tried to interrogate the Tetanus Alley crew by himself. And I was doing fine until that squeaky-voiced fata showed up. Brian. I clarify. Oh, shit. She reaches into her pocket, taking her own keycard and sliding it into the door. Come on, let's get you inside. There's some basic medical supplies in the bathroom. I'll see what I can scrounge up. I think he's got a concussion? Yeah, I don't need to tell you that you shouldn't let him fall asleep. I'm right here, you know. You can talk to me. I would if I think it would do any good, but you obviously don't listen to anything we say, as evidenced by your latest stunt. God, Leo, why are you so stupid? You're an adult. Jenna pushes the door open and I help Leo inside. I'm trying not to look directly at him, but judging by the tenseness of his muscles, I can tell he is definitely not digging Jenna's scolding. I walk Leo over to one of the beds and help him sit down, carefully so he doesn't smush his own tail. Easy now, big guy. The wolf palpably softens at those words, and I think I catch a slight, sad smile pass toward my direction. Despite all his idiocy, we did just survive near death together. He pats my lower back some just as Jenna shuts the door behind us. I should probably text TJ. He's doing those sports medicine courses, so he might be able to help us out a bit. He left to continue the search with Flynn after you didn't show up. Though, honestly, I think we should drive him to the urgent care down in Peyton. I look up to Leo, anticipating his response before he even speaks. I'm fine. Leo? I said I'm fine, yeah? You shouldn't be babying over me while Carl's still out there. You're right. We shouldn't be having to do this at all. Jenna looks past us both with a glowering look of maternal disappointment before heading into the bathroom. She does drop the bag of food next to us on the bed, though. Ordinarily, I'd be concerned about getting grease on the covers, but considering the circumstances... I pull out a styrofoam container from the bag and pop it open. Inside are 2 grilled cheese sandwiches with toast, eggs, and bacon pushed off to the side. It looks kind of haphazardly put together, but my grumbling stomach doesn't mind. I hand Leo a grilled cheese sandwich and take some bacon for myself. You feeling dizzy? Any sharp head pains? Just some throbbing. But that's about it. Par for the course when I'm around you. He grins for a flicker of a second before taking a huge bite of the sandwich. I can't help but stare at him, wide-eyed, my face burning. It's not that I'm super offended by the flirting or anything, but now, of all the times to do it? Leo swallows down a mouthful of bread and cheese. Judging by his expression, he doesn't seem to be a big fan of the taste. Yeah. Sorry. Just getting sleepy. I reach up, clutching his shoulder. Hey, come on. Don't pass out on us. You know you can't do that now. Jenna returns with some hydrogen peroxide, gauze, and what looks like a bottle of acetaminophen. I sent out a message to the group chat letting them know what's going on. The signal was being kind of weird for a second, but it said sent. Jenna sits down beside the wolf with her can of disinfectant, to which Leo visibly recoils. I can do it. Just give it to me. The Phoenix's brow furrows, and she actually pulls back the can. No, that is not how you're going to treat me right now.
Like you treat me like shit, yeah?
What?
I know you've been talking ill of me behind my back, trying to keep Chase away.
Jenna stares dumbfounded at Leo. I am absolutely baffled by your priorities right now. I'm going to assume this is the head trauma speaking.
So what if it is? You know it's true.
Leo shifts his gaze to me.
She has, hasn't she?
I sigh. I really wasn't prepared to deal with this confrontation right now. I probably should have spent more time with you, just to make sure you didn't do anything like you just did. No, Chase, this is not your fault. The sooner Leo realizes he's the one making mistakes, the sooner we can rally and figure out what we're going to do next. For Carl, remember him? The person we're actually trying to find? I wince, having agreed with the first part of what Jenna said, but it's definitely gone a step too far. Jenna, we're all concerned about Carl. I take the antiseptic spray and begin shaking the can before spritzing it on a few of Leo's wounds. The wolf barely even reacts. His pain tolerance was always pretty heavy growing up. He'd win pretty much every game of slap hands or punch you, punch me that Flan or Carl devised. I used to find that sort of toughness attractive. Guys, let's focus. Jenna holds up the flat of her palm toward me, speaking out with a hurt tone. Chase, you don't really believe Leo is doing this out of the genuine goodness of his heart, right? That he has some deep compassion for Carl? Hell, I've spoken with Carl online these past few years. Leo basically stopped talking to him the moment you left for college. That is 3 whole years of not giving a damn. Leo's jowls pull back along the corners of his maw for a moment before he reaches up and clutches his temple.
That's real hypocritical of you to say.
Don't. Jill looks up at the ceiling, her usual cool and collected demeanor gone. It's clear Leo's actions have pushed her past the point of calm understanding.
Don't what? Don't stop you from laying into me while you're guilty of the same? Yeah, you left everyone behind, didn't ya?
Jenna looks stunned for a moment before her brow furrows once again. Ah, yes, Leo. A completely unjustified decision. Unrelenting neglect, abuse, and traumatic influence is no reason to distance oneself from the sacred nuclear family unit. It's not often that Jenna outright expressed what went on in her tiny house growing up. We all figured she wasn't keen on representing herself as someone to be pitied, so we generally didn't pry. Her bringing this up now definitely means this is a touchier subject, and Leo knows this. After this outburst and your latest behavior, is it any wonder that we don't reach out to you much anymore? Leo's unfocused gaze shifts from Jenna to me and back again.
Chase talks to me.
I squeeze Leo's shoulder. Guys, Carl, let's focus on Carl. What are we going to do about him? I flash Jenna a pleading look.
Yeah, he still messages me from time to time.
I squeeze harder.
He says he misses me, and that he can't wait to see me again. That he misses us being together.
What? Jenna peers at Leo incredulously, her arms folded across her chest. When no one says anything in response, she unfolds her arms, her expression softening some. Wait, seriously? Her attention shifts to me. You've been texting Leo that you want to get back together this whole time?
No.
Not really? I mean, I barely text him.
It's always late at night.
Leo speaks with a droll monotone.
My phone flashes and it's you. You bring up all the old times we messed around, and how you want to do it again. You get kinda intense too. Like last time when you talked about, you wanted me and you again.
Leo, for fuck's sake! My face absolutely burns. I just want to throw my paw over his muzzle and shut him up. How could he bring this up at a time like this? Or bring it up at all? Jenna's brow is raised high now. Before she can say anything, Leo speaks again, gesturing forward with jittery movements.
I'm not fucking lying, I can show you the text. I saved them.
You got rid of them the next morning. Every time. A dull throb pounds within my head, the intrusive thoughts as pointed as Jenna's gaze, which is very much aimed at me now. They made you feel guilty. Out of everything. That's what you feel guilty about. Oh, okay. Wow. Neither of you told me any of this. I practically want to scream now. Carl! Let's focus on Carl! Anything to get the spotlight off me. Well, it really wasn't pertinent. It was just a couple times over the span of 3 years. Chase! It is. At least somewhat. She hesitates a second, trying to find some gentle phrasing as she shifts her weight from one foot to the other. Not in the nitty-gritty details, of course, unless we were all particularly inebriated. She looks between the two of us. At the very least, it partially explains Leo's behavior. Though I'm not saying it justifies it.
There you go again. I'm right here, and you're still talking right over me.
He hunches forward some. You're injured, Leo. Plus, your words and actions have been exceptionally irritating lately, so forgive me if you aren't given a spot at the grown-up table. Leo ignores her, beginning to mumble.
At first I was confused. Why were you acting like this? Trying to take away my chance to make things right. You've always been cruel, but never this bad, yeah?
Cruel? Jenna lets out an amused but exhausted noise, pinching the bridge of her muzzle. Are you implying that I'm stealing Chase from you? As if he were an object to be conquered and taken? That is a real regressive... Leo starts talking in that same deadpan voice before Jenna finishes.
You know what you're doing.
Attitude towards someone you claim you understand so deeply. Jenna continues speaking even throughout the wolf's words.
But hey, that's just who you are.
Leo, please, relax. Stop talking. I begin wrapping gauze around some of the disinfected wounds. It's hard to tell and difficult to focus with what's going on, but some of these might require some stitches. His large head turns to look at me, but his pupils are hidden behind his half-open eyelids.
Just close my eyes and fall asleep.
Wait, no, don't do that!
And then you're right there with me again.
Jenna's nostrils flare, exasperated. I'm about to smack him awake. I frown. Don't do that either.
You came down to Echo to surprise me the other week. I thought that was really nice of you. Showed you cared. I have no clue what he's talking about.
For the past few weeks, I've been cramming for midterms and streaming old movies with Vincent in my dorm room. For a moment, I think Jenna gives me a slightly accusatory look, but doesn't say anything. Instead, she grabs a few strips of bacon before walking to the other side of the room and checking her phone. Okay, the signal is completely messed up. My bars are bouncing up and down like they're on a trampoline. She holds her phone higher, squinting at it. Meanwhile, I'm trying to keep Leo upright as I wrap a particularly nasty-looking gash on his arm. He must have cut himself when he fell down. Maybe a tetanus shot is in order when we get to the doctor, too.
You were kind of thin, which was cute. But you should eat more. I was gonna have Pops cookies, those hamburgers with the jalapeno ketchup you liked.
He's really not making much sense at the moment, but at least the focus isn't on me anymore. I have a feeling I'm going to get a bit of a scolding from Jenna later, though. I always thought Leo's dad's burgers were kinda iffy. I never wanted to be rude.
The gotito. You shaving it was kind of funny. You were so proud of that thing. But it was like you were doing everything you could to be cute for me.
Jenna's frowning deeply at her phone now. Whether it's because of what Leo said or something on her screen is unclear. Without looking up, Leo brings up a giant paw and squeezes the end of my chin. I quickly push it away, and he seems surprised for a moment when he feels the untrimmed scruff.
Oh? Is that really you, Chase?
I catch Jenna peering pointedly at the wolf before glancing back to her phone. I'm thinking maybe we should start driving to the clinic now. I'm not even sure if the others got my texts, and the stupid phone can barely buffer the messaging app. I've tried both it and the standard SMS. I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. The spot where the bars indicating service and Wi-Fi aren't there anymore. At least at first. I think I see them flicker back on for a second before disappearing again. I've never seen it do this before. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is messed up too. I press my thumb over the power button. I guess I'll try turning it off and on again? Jenna frowns. Then I suppose there's no point in checking my laptop. She lets out a long exhale before shoving her phone back into her pocket and looking at me. Before I give up entirely, let me try your phone real quick. You've always had the best signal. That is, unless you've got something on there you'd rather not show me. Her tone is idle and nonchalant, but her words are definitely meant to be a jab. Hey, come on. I let go of Leo, giving the Finnick my best annoyed look. I can explain all this later. It's just been bad timing with... And then Leo goes still. I turn to look into his eyes and notice they're still open. But there's something behind him. Hey. What? I step back. Leo mumbles something inaudible. The figure behind him stands still, its body blurred and dark, like the light of the room won't touch it. It's like staring in a funhouse mirror, except the thing in front of me isn't following my movements as I back further and further away. There's a gasp from the corner of the room. Chase! Jenna's voice comes after a few seconds of silence. What is that? She speaks in a half yell, half whisper. I don't know. I respond without thinking. The figure still stares at me. As I back away, I notice that its socketed eyes follow me without it ever moving its head. My foot catches the edge of a suitcase, and I have to quickly grab the dresser so I don't tumble over. I suck in a sharp breath between my teeth, my heart pounding. No reaction. 10 seconds have passed now, and the thing is still here. Leo stirs, but only somewhat. His eyes roll back into his head, and he turns slightly toward the direction of the doppelganger. Only then does it begin to move as well. It rests a shadowy, furred paw on Leo's own. Don't touch him. I wince as the words leave my mouth, spoken without thought. Chase, don't. Why? Its voice is garbled and sounds nothing like me. Like a clipped soundbite from an old cassette tape. Just don't hurt him. Leo lays there, conked out and helpless. It's such a contrast from the fuming predator striking at Brian I saw just 30 minutes ago. You've hurt him plenty. No. I try to swallow, finding my throat dry. Leo's lips move again, and this time I can hear him clearly. I love you. Love you too. He speaks in my voice this time, crystal clear with no distortion. The affectation is slightly perturbed, and I realize it's how I sounded when I responded to Leo earlier. Its shadowy visage fades into the surroundings, until it's completely gone. I can feel the goosebumps behind my fur subside, and breathing is somewhat easier all of a sudden, the air less thick. Leo sits up, still in a sleepy daze. He clutches at his paw, and feeling nothing there, a confused and sad expression crosses his white face. I finally look over to Jenna, who's backed against the bathroom door. She rubs her eyes, seemingly looking on in disbelief. Neither of us say anything, trying to process what the hell that was. It felt like a dream, but one I could actually feel. The room itself had a sort of ozone-y smell to it, but that's completely gone now. Surprisingly, Leo is the first to speak. Thank you, Chase. He says, still looking at his paw. What? It's all I can say. One of Leo's ears flick and he turns his attention back to me. For being here for me. Jenna walks up, touching the space where the doppelganger was moments ago. What the fuck? She reaches down, grasping her wrists and checking her pulse, pinching herself a few times while she's at it. Was I drugged? You saw that too, right, Chase? I nod, trying to speak, but only a crooked sound comes from my throat at first. I cough, then try again. I saw it. I think that was the thing from my dream. Oh no. No. Jenna turns, walking back toward the bathroom door. God, Chase, don't say that! The thought clearly appears to unnerve her. I'm sorry, but that was real. There has to be an explanation for whatever that was. I'm about to really start looking for hidden cameras here. I glance down at my suitcase and spot the familiar orange hardbox container that I keep my camera equipment in. If only I'd gotten whatever that was on film. I exhale, noticing that my legs are still shaking. It's all so familiar. We should probably get out of here. Agreed. I'm going to grab my stuff and pack your trunk. You think we should leave? Yes. I need to get back to Pueblo and take a few mental health days. We'll finish packing, pick up TJ, and drop Leo off at the clinic. His dad can take him home later. Leo picks at his freshly wrapped bandages. Why did it touch him? I need to find Carl. Jenna says nothing to Leo's insistence, the Finnick shoving her dirty clothes into a garbage bag. Leo, I don't really know what more we can do. I'll handle it, and then you can come back. His red eyes meet mine for the first time in a while, and I'm struck by the level of compassion in them. For a second, it reminds me of the best moments of our relationship. With my heart still thudding in my ears and my legs weak, I managed to force a smile toward the dazed wolf. Right, of course. Doctor first, though. I'm about ready to check myself in, too. He cants his head, peering at me curiously. I'll find Coral, don't worry. There's a knocking on the window, awkward taps followed by a crooning, falsetto voice. Carl! I found Carl! It makes Jenna and I jump, both of us freezing in place. Who's there? Leo asks sleepily. It's me, Micah! More knocking this time, a little harder. Micah! Leo blinks, suddenly seeming more awake. He clutches the end of the bed, pushing himself up to his feet. The wolf is a little wobbly, his tail swaying behind him as he tries to keep his balance. Yeah, it's me! Open the door! There's something off about his voice. I don't think it's him. Leo steps over toward the window and draws the curtains before I can tell him to stop. The familiar outline of the bat's massive ears pokes up over the bottom of the seal. He's crouched down like he's afraid to be seen. Jenna steps up beside me, watching from a distance. Micah lifts his head a little, and I notice he has this strange expression on his face, like he's not fully awake. There's also something attached to the scruff of his neck. The bat's face, his snout clearly against the window, blood squirting from his nose and coating both the pane and his face. Fuck! Oh God! Leo, get back! Micah slumps aside, falling out of sight as the figure who was making the voices reveals himself. Brian. The bear rams open the door, bits of splintering wood from the frame showering the carpet. Leo, get back! Leo turns to face him just as something metal strikes across his face. I don't hear the impact, but Leo crumples just the same. He points the thing at me now, and I realize quickly it's a gun. He smiles at me for a second, approaching me next. I try to back up, but there's nowhere to run. He grabs me by the shirt, and I feel my body swing around. Don't you fucking